Right, let's get this video out of the way. This is going to be a long one. I can see it coming. Wrestlemania 28, obviously, just around the corner. Sunday night. Am I looking forward to it? I would say so. Certainly, the main 3 or 4 matches. I'm looking forward to watching, see how they play out. But I mean, I'm not overly excited. I think they could have done a lot more for the Daniel Bryan, Sheamus feud, building it. But anyway, I'll get into that later on. I can't be fucking bothered. So let's just crack on, because I want to go to bed. Right, I'm not going to talk about every match in depth, but first match I'll quickly go over is Kane versus Randy Orton. Shit feud, pointless, just a way to get Randy Orton on the card. The feud's been just pointless. Like, well, what's it all about? I don't even know what the fucking feuding about, to be honest with you. They just keep running in on each other's matches, and I don't know why, and I don't really care why. So, who's going to win? I would say probably Orton. Kane should win. Like, that is the most logical explanation I can possibly imagine. Is they've brought him back as this monster, supposedly monster heel that's since lost to John Cena, barely won a fucking match. If he was to go over Randy Orton, that would somewhat make up for the fact that they've booked him like shit since he's come back, but they're not going to do that. Randy Orton's going to go over, and obviously he'll probably be world champion again sometime later on this year. But yeah, shit feud. I'm not talking about that match because it's garbage. Orton fucking sucks, man. Moving on to the IC title match, which will be Cody Rhodes defending against the Big Show. I actually quite like this feud so far. I think Cody Rhodes has done a good job taking the piss out of the Big Show. Really sort of winding him up, and is it like you can see that he's at boiling point, so to speak, and that he just wants to rip Cody Rhodes' head off, which is shows that Cody Rhodes has done his job well. I think the fans are ready to see him get his ass fucking beat. So we'll see how it goes. It should be a decent match, I would think. Big Show's actually impressed me quite a lot in the last year or so. His feud with Mark Henry, and then his matches with Daniel Bryan. I think he looks a lot more agile than what he has for the last 4 or 5 years, definitely. And Cody Rhodes, I think, is a world champion in waiting. I think he's at that point now where I would expect him to be able to carry pretty much anybody to a good match. So expect to see him selling a lot in this match and being a bit of a bump machine for Big Show. But should be a decent match, and I'm not sure where they're going to go with, as in who's going to win the match. I would say probably Big Show will win. I mean, he has to, doesn't he? After all the build-up, he has to sort of get his own back and give Cody Rhodes his comeuppance, I would think, surely. But again, WWE doesn't do logical booking, so God only knows where they're going to go with this. I would actually like to see Cody Rhodes defend the title and retain. I think that would give him a great boost going forward for later on this year, when he's obviously going to be shot to the moon and put in the world title picture. And I think this would give him a lot of weight and a lot of credibility to do that later on in the year. So yeah, I expect a good match, and like I say, I do like the way they've built this feud, so decent little match. Oh, fuck me. Team John Laurinaitis versus Team Teddy Long. What? Oh, God. I feel like throwing my cat through the window, because this is diabolical. How much time have they devoted to this on Raw this last week? It must have been at least half an hour, between 30 and 40 minutes altogether, including the segments and the matches that they had between the various team members. Just bollocks. No one wants to see this, do they? Please tell me no one is actually looking forward to this garbage. So on Team Johnny Laurinaitis, we have David Otunga, Mark Henry, Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, and now Drew McIntyre, who's replaced Christian, which was one of the only reasons I was actually going to watch the match. See Christian's first match back since his injury, but now that gets taken away from me due to this fucking company's booking. And we've got Drew McIntyre instead, which, well, whatever. I'm god beyond caring about this match, to be honest with you, so I don't really give a fuck. But my only sort of interest in the match was seeing how Christian would fare, and obviously they've now got Booker T involved, which, whatever, so. But the fucking Miz is involved as well. The worst workers in the history of wrestling, not just WWE wrestling, one of the worst workers in wrestling history, in my opinion. Can't do moves, can't sell. You couldn't. Oh, the Miz. I'm gonna do a video on the Miz, a separate video tomorrow. I don't even care. I'm gonna do a video on the Miz and why he's absolutely shit. Why he can't draw. Why he should never ever be in the main event ever again. Can't draw. Couldn't draw with a fucking stencil. You cone of chips, prick. His face winds. Is it just me, or does his face wind you the fuck up? When he does his offense just doesn't look believable. He's a wanker. I hate him. Why is he on? Oh, I wish he hadn't got this payday of WrestleMania. Anyway, fuck it. I'm gonna do a video on this prick, and I'm just gonna move on. I'm just going off Wikipedia, by the way. So next up it says Hell in a Cell, Undertaker vs Triple H, Shawn Michaels, I guess ref. This should be a good match. It's got to be, on it. Can't be any less than absolutely fantastic match. I mean, last year's match was tremendous. We've got the added stipulation of the Cell, added stipulation of HBK as the ref. Will he get involved? I don't think he will. I don't see any reason that he could. When I think of the possibilities of him interfering, will he? I mean, the Undertaker's going over. We all know this. It's pretty much a given fact that the Undertaker's going to remain undefeated at WrestleMania. So he obviously isn't going to help Triple H to defeat the Undertaker, because the Undertaker's going to win. Will he help the Undertaker in defeating Triple H? I don't think so. I don't think the WWE wants the Undertaker to tarnish the streak by having a screw job kind of finish. I think they want his streak to be sort of pure and all his wins sort of clean, and obviously that's the Undertaker's legacy, so I don't think they're going to tarnish that by having HBK screw Triple H and help the Undertaker to win this match. I can't see that at all. And obviously Michaels isn't hanging around. He's not an active wrestler anymore, so it's not as if he's going to be going on to feud with Triple H or anything like that. After all the teasing of tension between Michaels and Triple H and Michaels and the Undertaker, I just see him calling it down the middle, and I see the Undertaker winning the match. It should be an absolute fantastic match, though. Probably, I would say it's probably the match I'm most looking forward to after Jericho and Punk. So yeah, should be a great match. Expect the Undertaker to win. I'm almost, 99.9% sure that the Undertaker will win. I can't see them ending the streak ever. Now we've come this far. So, moving on to the World Heavyweight title match between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. Yeah, this has been booked to shit. It's probably the most obvious match on the card as to who's going to win, aside from the Undertaker match. Sheamus is going to win this match. There's absolutely no hope in hell of Daniel Bryan retaining this belt. No chance. And the reason it's so easy to say that tells the full story as to why it's been booked absolutely wank. Because they've booked Sheamus like a monster since the Royal Rumble, since the turn of the year. And they've booked Daniel Bryan like a fucking bitch. Can't win a match clean. He can't get any momentum as a heel. I mean, this could have been good. That's the annoying thing. This could have been good, and it probably will be a good match. The in-ring work will probably be good because both these guys can go. I mean, Daniel Bryan obviously is one of the best wrestlers in the company, and Sheamus has got himself up to the point where he can have a good match. I mean, I find his in-ring work very generic, and he's one of them that he's got about 10 moves. You know that he's going to get the 10 moves in during a match. In what order may change, but he's going to do his same 10 moves, which is fair enough. Whatever. He's ideally suited to be a WWF champion or WWE champion or heavyweight champion, and where he's not going to extend himself. He has the same match every week on TV. So he's going to obviously do all his moves, and I would expect Daniel Bryan to certainly carry most of the match and add a few twists and turns and maybe towards the end to make it a bit special, but it's just the way that it's been booked. It's been booked to shit, and it's given me no reason to care or to watch. I mean, I could happily skip this, check the result, and it'll say Sheamus, new World Heavyweight Champion. So it's sad, really, that it's so predictable, especially as a WrestleMania main event. But we'll move on to the WWE title match between Chris Jericho and CM Punk. This has been the absolute opposite. Battery went. Sorry about that. Yeah, as I was saying, this has been the absolute opposite of the Sheamus Daniel Bryan match. This has been a fantastic feud, brilliantly booked, just spot on. Not overly done, but just it's bubbling to the point where you can't. Well, personally, I can't wait to see the match. I can't wait to see how it unfolds. And I would say most of that is down to Chris Jericho. I can't. It's only when he comes back you realise how much he's been missed. This guy's promos are a fucking different class to anybody else in the company. When you look at, I made a comment on somebody else's video. When you look at CM Punk and everybody sort of wanking over CM Punk's promo skills and mic skills, and then Chris Jericho comes in and just takes it up to a whole new level, and you realise that Punk isn't very good at all, is he? Jericho's just making him look like an amateur, really. But yeah, so his mic work has been absolutely fantastic. I love the fact that they brought this personal issue into it with Punk's family. I think that's increased the tension and the excitement for the match tenfold. I really do. I read somewhere that someone was saying that it doesn't need it, but I think it definitely needed it. It needed an interjection of something personal into the match. Just having him going backward and forward with the "I'm the best in the world," "No, I'm the best in the world," I don't think that was enough for a WrestleMania main event, and to bring this Punk's family into it and Punk's background and his history, I think is a fantastic touch. And whoever's writing their promos and whoever's booked this storyline deserves a hell of a lot of credit, in my opinion. I think this is the best booked match on the show. I really do. Even though Rock and Cena's been going on for over a year, I still think in the space of like 3 months that this is absolutely blown it out of the water. Fantastically booked feud, and a real sort of hark back to the Attitude Era and sort of the good old days, if you like, where we had personal feuds and it was about that intensity and that competition, and that's what I love. So really looking forward to this. It should be an absolutely fantastic match as well, in ring. Not sure who's going to win, actually. I've just read that Jericho's reportedly signed a new deal, an extension to his deal, which is going to take him through the summer, into the fall. So that eliminates the chance of it being a one-shot deal, in which case obviously you would say that Punk's going to probably retain, but I actually see there being a chance of a title switch here. I think Jericho may walk out with the belt, and if they carry on feuding after WrestleMania, maybe for a couple more pay-per-views, for another couple of months, I'll be absolutely fine with that. I think that'd be more fantastic. I'm just disappointed that we've not had more time for more promos, especially from Jericho. Obviously, as I said, he's been absolutely tremendous on the mic. And Punk, to be fair, has done his bit. This last night's Raw was probably Punk's best promo since last summer, in my opinion, where he's not being some over-the-top, like, fan favourite cookie cutter type babyface, which doesn't suit him. I've said many times, it just doesn't suit him at all. So he had that bit of edge to him again this past week, and I think that absolutely is what is needed with Punk, because he becomes cheesy as fuck when he tries to be your typical babyface. But if I had to put my name to one guy, I would probably say that Punk will retain. I would still say that I would favour that, and obviously it'll give a massive rub to Punk, getting a win over Jericho in the main event at WrestleMania. I think WWE's really looking to tip him over the edge as the main babyface after Cena. I think they're looking to do it and give him a massive launch from this, so that'll certainly achieve that, and hopefully this feud carries on, as I say, because I've been loving it. So I'll move on to the main event, because this video's, God, it's nearly 20 minutes, fuck me. I'm not going to talk too much about this. Rock and Cena, everyone's had their say on it, and I think the promos have been okay. I think The Rock has took a lot of stick, and I can't see why. I think it's absolute bollocks. I think The Rock has carried a lot of this stuff, in my opinion. People have said that Cena's been stepping up, and that they've been criticising The Rock's promos, and I don't know where they're coming from. They've obviously been watching a different show to what I have, but at least The Rock's fucking serious, man. At least he's serious. When they go face to face and the sort of trading insults, when Cena starts laughing, that pisses me off to no end. This shouldn't be a laughing matter. This is probably the biggest match. They're billing it as the biggest match in history. Obviously it ain't. It's the biggest match of Cena's career, without a doubt, and he's laughing and joking about it during sort of closing promos, and it's fucking stupid. Why can't someone just grab hold of him and say, look, stop smirking? Just for one program, stop smirking and take it seriously. Because you see The Rock and he's taking it seriously, and Cena's just laughing and joking about it, and it just makes you think, what the fuck? But yeah, I think The Rock's held up his end of the bargain perfectly fine. I really do, and I don't know. I'm not sure if Rock's due to be hanging around after WrestleMania or not. I know he's doing G.I. Joe in the summer, which is obviously going to take up a lot of time, but I know he's scheduled in for the Raw after WrestleMania, so we'll see what happens. But I would think Cena will probably go over. It's probably the right thing to do. He's obviously going to be hanging around after WrestleMania for years to come. He's the established star. He's the regular performer, so I think he needs to get the win, really. So, but yeah, I'm in Rock's corner on this one. The people that are bashing The Rock for doing movies and not being a regular, like, wrestler anymore, active wrestler on the roster, it's just fucking stupid. If you're going to make 10 million a movie and do 3 movies a year, 30 million, would you do it? Because I know I fucking would. Rather than work 300 days a year for maybe a couple of $1 million, I'll take the 3 movies, thanks. 10 million a movie, fuck yeah. People that are bashing The Rock for walking out on WWE can fuck off. He did more for that company than Cena will ever do. He's achieved more than Cena will ever achieve. And I'll go out on the limb and I'll say that right now. Wrestling, you could probably count on one hand the number of people that you could say this about, but that wrestling would not be where it is today without them. You've obviously got Vince McMahon, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, and The Rock is one of those guys. Wrestling would not be where it is without The Rock. That is a fact. And so John Cena, the guy just pisses me off with his shitty, smirking, non-serious fucking wristbands. So yeah, I'm praying The Rock goes over, but I don't think he will. I don't think there's any chance of The Rock going over, to be honest. So Cena to go over in the main event, and that's it. Thankfully, kept it just under 20 minutes by the looks of it, and I'll do ROH Showdown in the Sun nights 1 and 2 preview probably tomorrow or maybe Thursday. I don't know. There's a lot of shit to get through, so I need to watch the TV show as well. But thanks for watching. See you later.